Hello, Internetians. My name is Josh, aka Ultra Player Coach of your New York Metagross. In the UAPB, we are currently 3-1 going against Old Man Tub Coach of the Pittspurgh Pirattatas. Now, if you look on your screen, you'll notice our team, as well as what he's bringing. On the bottom right, on the bottom, I had Hitmonlee over, or I predicted Hitmonlee over Roserade, and I predicted you can find his team again. I predicted Buzzwole over the Torkoal. So, if you're wondering why this is post-com, I recorded it live, and except I didn't record it live because I hit preview stream instead of start recording. So I didn't actually record this battle. So that's fun. So you can probably guess how excited I am about that. So, unfortunately, I will have to post-com. Oh, look, the sun's out. Yay. Love the sun out. Well, my face is going to look messed up, but whatever. That looks better. Does that look better? There you go. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. There we go. That's okay. Now look as good as possible. There you go. So, oh my god. So anyway, I'm gonna have to post-com this week, which really sucks because I really want to see the live version of this battle. Anyway, so on our side, let's go over our team, even though we have a team builder completely dedicated to each and every one of these sets. We have our 2 attacks, Calm Mind, Baton Pass, Mega Medichain. We have our mixed defensive, of course, Shut Shell. Magearna, we have our No Stab, 2 attacks. Let me close Discord. Our 2 attacks, No Stab, Chestnut with Spiky Shield and Leafy. We have our Agility Moltres with the Sharp Beak. We have our Bulky, Speedy, Toxic Taunt, Stall Breaker, and Hydreigon. And we have our Yachi Berry Acrobatics Heat as Hell Gligar. And also his team, you can see the trio, the Jirachi, the Torkoal, the Mega Altaria, the Roserade, and the Suicune. So that's going to be his 6. Now, this battle happened days ago. This is my first time viewing it since then. I roughly know what happened. I know everything. Like, I know the general gist of what's happening. So if I get something wrong, I'm sure someone's going to let me know. But, you know, it's been a few days, and I don't really have time to go over it 12 times. So, let us get into the battle. Looking at his team, I predicted Jirachi or Suicune potentially to lead. I thought, I saw that he had his deck trio and his Torkoal as his potential rock setters, and Torkoal is his only way to get rid of hazards. If I'm right, I believe I'll leave Hydreigon, because it matches up against almost everything on his team. So let us get into it. I do lead off with the Hydreigon as he leads the Jirachi. I think I don't want to take a fairy type move right away. He's going to go for the U-turn and reveal that he is that he is in fact a more of an offensive set, and from what I could tell from the counts, it looked like it was Choice Scarf. So he goes into his Suicune, and I'm like, great, let's start behind the 8 ball. But I can go immediately into my Hydreigon, as he is in fact going to go straight for the Scald. And he's going to get the burn. Now, it never got revealed, I believe, in the match. It might. But from what I can tell, because I've already seen his team builder, he was Scald, Ice Beam, Rest, and Toxic. That burn is very important, because that means he couldn't Toxic me. And in fact, he had to live with the fact that I was burned. So, that's kind of on his part, and on my part, because I got to deal with the residual damage. But that's that, and this Hydreigon was specifically meant to take on this Suicune, so he didn't see our leftovers, and we are immediately just going to go for the Dark Pulse in case he wanted to go into anything. But he's like, oh yeah, I can take this thing on. I'm like, alright, fine, if you want to do that. I believe here I go for the Roost, yep, as he goes for the Ice, or Scald, predicting me to switch. And in fact, I'm going to go for the Toxic, yep, as he continues to just attack me, and at this point I have this Suicune locked down, and it's starting to get whittled. I can also tell from that Dark Pulse damage that he's in fact more of a specially defensive set. There's no way he's just max HP. Turns out he was fully split F. And at this point, we're just going back and forth. I'm actually going to speed it. Oh, never mind. He's actually going to go into his Altaria as I go for predicting my Roost. And here I'm like, okay. So, I have a couple things I can do here. I can stay in a taunt, prevent the Dragon Dance that I'm almost positive is coming. Because I really think he'd be running a kind of defensive Dragon Dance set. Which he was. I was also, I didn't know like fully what to predict, but I didn't want to really let him get free setup. But I was kind of like, you know, it doesn't matter because I do have Magearna that can take any hit. Magearna is mainly here from Yanmega, which is not here, so I can freely switch into that if I want. And I believe that's what I do. I'm just going to go hard into my Magearna because I can take this hit very, very, very well, and I'm not going to stay in a taunt. So I'm going to go into my Magearna as he is in fact going to go for the return. And I'm going to go ahead and get some damage off on this thing. He does show that he can 2-hit KO me at this point, which sucks, but I get a hefty chunk off from that. He's actually going to switch out, not wanting to take the roll, as I go for another Dazzling Gleam. He's going to go into Torkoal, and I'm like, okay, I can probably get some damage off on this thing. So I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball, get the Spadef drop, which is really, really unfortunate for him. But he's going to Fire Spin me, and I'm like, uh-oh. That's fun. I believe here I just fire off another Shadow Ball as he's going to get up his rocks. Yeah. So, he did have to take more damage on his Torkoal, but I don't think it really matters in the long run because I'm going to go out to Scorpio here. Kind of force him out. And he goes into Suicune, and I believe I just go for the Defog here. Or I'll go straight for the Earthquake. It would have killed, and it does 24 to this, and I'm like, oh man. Now the Suicune's going to get a free rest off. I'm going to go ahead and get the rocks out of the way because there's no way I can prevent this rest at this point. I'm like, this is fine. Rocks are gone, which is very good for stuff like my Moltres. My goal was to keep rocks off the field for Moltres to sweep late game. I'm actually going to go into Chestnut this time, and I'm going to hard predict that Roserade to come in because it's a direct counter, and then headbutt it and get off like big old chunk of damage. Now, I knew for a fact that I could live any hits from this, unless it was like Specs. So I actually go for the Earthquake, making sure that Torkoal cannot come in, and that Jirachi cannot come in on me, and this will kill the Roserade. He's going to go into the Trio, and I'm going to go for the Spiky Shield, just get a bit off a bit of chip damage on this. Put it in range of stuff like Dark Pulse and stuff. Earthquake from my Gligar, even though I think it was already in range. So, that's weakened. I'm going to go into my Gligar here, and I believe I'm going to double into my Hydreigon. What I would do, yeah. I'm trying to think what would I do in this situation. So, Hydreigon's in. I can taunt this thing. Shut it down hard. Actually, Toxic first because I predicted the Altaria there. So, I did not want Altaria coming in and getting off a bunch of hit because I am down 5-4. But it's really looking good for me because I'm starting to realize that other than Altaria, with the Rosary down, he doesn't have the best ways to stop me. Stop my Hydreigon. Hydreigon can literally just sit in front of most of his team and just fucking wall it. So we're going to go back and forth here for a little bit. Eventually, I think I double taunt him when I don't need to. But anyway, he's going to go into this, and I'm going to go for the Roost, because I know unless he has to play rough, or actually, I predict the U-turn for this Jirachi. He showed U-turn earlier. I'm almost positive he's Choice Scarf. So predicting the U-turn, because I was thinking, at this point, he does not want to get, at this point, I feel like he might not have the Fairy type move, and I'm also like, I don't really care to take a U-turn, so I'm predicting that I'm going to go for Roost, as it actually goes for Ice Punch. I'm going to get 40%. I'm like, huh. Or actually, I'll go for Dark Pulse. Why did I go for Dark Pulse? That's just a bad play. Roost was always a play. Oh, shit. Well, I'll get off a hefty chunk on Jirachi and puts in the range of Hurricane at +1. But I'd hit Quick Fire less anyway. Anyway, I go for Roost here, because he goes back into Suicune, and we're going to play this game again. So I'm going to go for Taunt, shut it down, get off some damage, as he goes into Altaria, and get off Dark Pulse, or get off Dark Pulse. So at this point, I don't want this thing to get erased off. This thing is very low, and that helps out a lot for my Moltres. And that helps out a lot for my Medicham. So letting this thing get off a Roost, I debated this turn forever. And I decided to stay in and click Taunt, preventing the Roost, preventing the Dragon Dance from happening. As you're going to see that he is in fact going to go for the Roost, but he can't. So that is amazeballs. Now I'm going to go out hard into my Moltres because I take the Sung on very well. I can take any hit, including a HP Rock, and I outspeed it. He gets a crit, which, whatever. Here I'm going to go for the Hurricane. And Moltres is going to do what Moltres does best. And it's miss Hurricanes. So, woohoo! I think we're 4 out for 4 at this point. That's really unfortunate because with the Sharp Beak, even if he's fully specially defensive, after the toxic damage and the leftovers, of course, he would be in range, or after the first Hurricane, he would be in range of another one. And I could 2 KO it, and Suicune would be gone just like that, and that would be very helpful. And I could honestly just Baton Pass and win. Or Baton Pass, Agility, and just win. It'd be over at that point. But unfortunately, because of that, I'm in a bad spot now. Because this Suicune's going to get off a free as hell rest. So, praying to God that he's some fast set and not actually specially defensive and I did a calc wrong, I'm going to go for another Hurricane, hoping that I can crit or kill it or something. Who knows? Actually, it's not leftovers. I think it's Wakan. Yeah, you can see that it would have definitely been in range of, it would have definitely been dead if I had hit the first one. But now that it gets a rest up, I'm going to go hard into Hydreigon. And rinse and repeat. Taunt. I believe this is the time I double taunt. This is the time I double taunt instead of Toxicking. Whoops. Anyway, so we go on with this for a while. And eventually he gets going to go out into his Jirachi. And he's going to try and do what Jirachi does best. And that's flinch me. So he's going to go for the Iron Head. And Hydreigon is a boss-ass motherfucker and says, no thank you. So here, realizing that Moltres is probably not going to sweep just because of how many things can prevent it, I'm going to go hard into it and know that I can easily take this thing on because I'm positive he's Choice Scarf. Gets a crit. And it's like, I can just roost up here. No big deal. Don't flinch. Don't flinch. I'm like, great. Moltres can still put in work potentially. And I think I Fire Blast here. I'm going to kill the Jirachi. So, Jirachi does not get any hacks, which kind of sucks for him. Like, it is 60%, so, eh. He's going to go into Dugtrio. I'm going to go into Gligar, because I can take any 2 hits from this, except an HP Ice. Or not an HP Ice, a Natural Gift Ice. I was scared shitless of HP Ice. It still just kind of sucks for him, because, as I'm going to show you, Dugtrio, if I'm right, because he was adamant Choice Band, that actually potentially had a chance to cure KO at that range. Maybe. Maybe did I do the calc wrong when I did the thing? Oh, maybe it didn't. Oh no, yeah. Okay, I was looking at Sucker Crunch. So yeah, that kind of sucks because he technically would have 2-hit KO'd and he would have gotten information that I'm not Eviolite. But in the long run, it doesn't honestly matter. And in fact, it's actually good for him, because he was Choice and Banded into that, and I would have known that he was Choice Banded. I could have gone hard on Medicham, Calm Minded up, and passed to Moltres, and that would have been it. I destroyed his team at that point. So, kind of good for him, kind of bad for him. Either way, I am going to go for either the double or the EQ. I'm going to go for the double. God, I doubled twice into Hydreigon on him. Because Suicune is such a problem for me. I mean, he is especially defensive, so technically I could have just gone Medicham at any point and killed something. But Dugtrio would have trapped me and aerialist me. So anyway, or Earthquake me. Even though I lived to hit from full. So he's going to use his Dugtrio to pivot into the Altaria. And that does not do enough damage to a KO, which sucks. I would have really liked to have Rocks up. I didn't bring Stealth Rock this match, did I? Whoops. Well, I didn't bring Stealth Rock this match. If I had bought Stealth Rock, that would have been a 2 KO. But anyway, he's going to go into his Altaria here, and we're in the same situation. I don't want him to roost, but like, I don't want him to call me on the taunt again. Because at this point, if I kill Altaria, it's over. He can't beat Hydreigon. He does not have the tools to do it. So, I'm in this huge thing. I'm like, I know he is going to click Dragon Dance or Roost. There is not a world in which he clicks return here. There's not a world in, yeah, I don't think he clicks return here, but I'm like, also like, he's gonna click return. He wants this Hydreigon dead. It stalled him for 49 turns. He's going to kill this thing. After going back and forth, I eventually go into my Moltres, I believe? Do I go into Moltres or do I go into Gligar? I go into Gligar. Because I'm like sacking it up to the return. Except he goes for Dragon Dance and I'm like, oh. And he goes for Roost. And I'm like, oh. That was a choke. That was a big choke. Because I should have switched out on Hardy to Moltres. Well, it was kind of a choke. I knew he'd go for Roost, but I was like, I can just kill him with Earthquake. Kind of forgot about the speed boost, because I was like, I outspeed it. So that was kind of a choke on my part, but also, like, if he had returned, he potentially had a chance to 2-hit KO Moltres, I believe. If Moltres is as low as I think it is. So on this turn, I'm going to go out to Moltres, and I'm like, oh yeah, he would have 2-hit KO'd me. On the Roost, and I'm like, okay, we are in a bad spot here. This Altaria has a chance to destroy me. And my only way to stop it is Moltres hitting Hurricanes. So that's cool. Because I know how to fake out on my Metacham, and everything else just dies to this. So, knowing that he's going to Dragon Dance, and knowing that because Hurricane is a fucking shitty-ass move, I know that as long as he is faster than me, he's going to beat me. So, knowing that, I know that I have to be faster than him and hit two hurricanes in a row. At this point, I'm almost positive that 2 Sharpie Hurricanes will kill this thing. I'm like, alright, so that's the plan. I do some calcs to see whether or not Altaria can actually just kill me. And Altaria, if it's a defensive Dragon Dance, which at this point, I'm convinced, looking at the damage from Earthquake, looking at the damage from Dark Pulse, and everything, it's defensive Dragon Dance. It is super specially, it's like specially bulky with some speed. So, that's fucking terrifying. So knowing that, I'm like, alright, so if I'm at full, he can't knock me out with like a +4 Dragon Dance. So I'm going to go for Roost here. And so he goes for another Dragon Dance. I'm like, awesome. That's awesome. Here he's going to go for another Dragon Dance, and like, he still can't kill me. I can go for Agility without, I go for Agility, and I'm like, he still can't kill me. I go for Hurricane, I don't know why, to get off damage, and force the Roost, I guess, so we couldn't just like, didn't have to go for Dragon Dance, Agility, kind of like games and stuff. However, I do see that it does 55%. It is going to 2-KO. I'm going to go for another Agility as he goes for Roost. And now I'm faster than it, and I get off this Hurricane, and I confuse him. And that's really, really, really bad for him. Like, if he hits himself with the confusion, he loses. And that's really unfortunate. I feel so bad for him. However, it doesn't matter, because he breaks through. And he hits me with a return at just 78. I was like, oh my god, do not play this game with me. I do some calcs, Fire Blast will not kill. And I am a nervous wreck at this point. I'm like, alright, so if I miss Hurricane and he breaks through confusion, I lose. Guaranteed. There is nothing at this point that I can do. He's probably like fearing Bullet Punch on Medicham. So he kind of thinks that, okay, it's okay if this Moltres misses, because he'll still win with thing. Yeah, no. If I miss this Hurricane, I lose. It is over. It is done. And he breaks the confusion. That's it. We lose. So, I'm going to click Hurricane. Nervous wreck. And we are going to connect. You can see in the thing. Moltres, please. Moltres. Begging. You have missed. I believe it was 1 out of 3, or 2 out of 6 Hurricanes. Please hit. We hit. It goes down. God bless America. He goes into Suicune. There is nothing I can do against the thing. I sack Moltres. I get damage off with Hurricane. He goes for Scald. Moltres dies. I'm like, this is fine because the game is over. It's over. I win. I'm going to go into my Hydreigon. And I'm going to taunt it. And that seals the deal, basically. He's going to go for Ice Beam. And I believe I click Roost here, because it's my best play. Not let any crits happen. He's gonna go into Torkoal. I'm like, that's fine. I can go for Dark Pulse and knock this thing out. He's gonna go into his the trio, hoping to kill me with a Banded Edge. Banded Edge will not kill me from this range. It actually does 43. And I'm going to go for Dark Pulse, and it still lives. I'm like, great. Awesome. So here, I believe I just click Roost as he goes for Stone Edge and misses. Or I click Dark Pulse, which sucks, because I would have been at 8%. But also, it didn't matter, because if he went out to Suicune afterwards... so if he had hit that Stone Edge, and... killed me, or brought me down to like 8%, that would be really unfortunate. Because then Suicune could come in, then I would still kill it, but I'd be really low. But it would still didn't matter, because if he came out to Suicune, I would taunt that thing, let him kill me, and then I go out to Medicham and finish it with a attack, or I go out to Gligar and finish him with like an Earthquake or whatever. Like he cannot. I mean, if he crit me, that'd be a different thing. If he crit me, we may be looking at a different battle. But I would go out to Medicham. He wouldn't be able to do jack shit to me. And I would then headbutt that, and then I'd then headbutt the Suicune and kill it. So, he's going to go to a Suicune. I'm going to click Taunt because, again, that seals the deal. He can go for Ice Beam if he wants. He can crit me if he wants. It doesn't matter. As soon as I click Taunt on it, when it's the last mon standing, that ends the game, basically. I'm going to make my best play, and I'm going to Roost, blink twice, and I'm going to let the toxic damage actually bring him down to 0. As you'll see on the next turn, I'm going to Roost. He's in Ice Beam. I'm going to live at 52, and Suicune is going to drop to the toxic damage. And that is going to be GG to Old Man Tup and the Pittspurgh Pirattatas. Very, very good game. Very solid game. It really sucks. I'm really upset that I had to sit here and Toxic Roost taunt the Suicune, but between Suicune and Miltank, he honestly could have just stalled out half my team. Like, that was it. I didn't have a really good counterplay for that. He actually turned out to be Scarf Roserade too, which was really interesting. So that could have done some work had I not Zen Headbutt. So that was a very big play in the match, was killing that thing off, because it kind of outsped everything on my team except for Moltres, but it didn't do much to Moltres just because of his best move to hit me with Sludge Bomb, because he had HP Fire from Magearna. So, yeah! Which is really nice, because Technician plus Sun, HP Fire, actually obliterates Magearna. It just destroys it. It's gone. But it still didn't matter, because, like, Calm on Baton Pass, if I would have seen HP Fire or something, or if he would have locked himself into something that wasn't, like, Dazzling Gleam, I could have gone into Medicham, Calm on it up past Moltres, and he wouldn't have been able to do shit. So, I'm really upset that the Agility Moltres didn't work, or the Calm Mind Moltres didn't work, but, hey, it's fine. We still pull out a win. We have a 3-0 win against Old Man Top, and next week, we are going against another top team in the league. God bless America. I believe he's been #1 in the power rankings almost every single week. Only exception was when I shared it with him. And that is going to be whatever his name is. I believe it's Jazz. Maybe wrong. But I think his name is Jazz. Coach of the Bristol City Bayonets. Or something. I mean, you know, it'll be right over there. It'll pop up should I'm wrong. Future Me's got this, which is actually just Tomorrow Me. Shout out to Tomorrow Me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time, or see you guys next week. Peace.